Hey, good morning, everybody. Welcome to August 21st, Thursday morning. Hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. A little bit cooler the past couple of days here in Texas. This episode is brought to you by our fine friends at KatieWaltman.com. They have everything. They have jewelry, they have ladies' clothes, they have candles, they have lotions, they have everything. And their sale prices are fantastic. You got to check them out before everything's gone because they do sell out. You can reach them at KatieWaltman.com. Katie Waltman Jeweler offers elegant handcrafted pieces from stackable rings and gold hook bracelets. Like I said, clothing, kids' clothing, um, permanent bracelets, and anklets. I never heard of that before. It's featured in Elle, InStyle, Oprah.com, and worn by celebrities like Molly Sins and your buddy Donnie Lowe. And if you go there and pick something out and go to your shopping cart, you can put in the promo code Buffalo and you will get an additional 20% off because you are a wonderful member of our podcast family. So check them out at KatieWaltman.com. It's one of our favorite sponsors because it's one of your favorite sponsors. So check them out today. So hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. I thought I would go back in the Wayback Machine and do movie memories. And what's funny is movie memories is different for everybody, depending on where you grew up, what era you grew up in, and things like that. And I'm super excited that I have such memories, because a lot of them are shared memories. I mean, I'm hoping to, be nostalgic with this to, shake things up for people. And remember, I mean, I grew up in Buffalo, New York, and there were some major movies made there when I was a kid. I remember going to the James Caan movie, Hide in Plain Sight. And it was about a gentleman that he was put into the witness protection. No, he wasn't. His wife and kids were put into the witness protection program, and no one would tell him where they were. And I'm not going to ruin the story, but it was an interesting story. And what was cool about it, they used a lot of Buffalo people in it, including Irv Weinstein as the newscaster, which he was for a living. But probably one of the biggest movies ever made in Buffalo, New York was The Natural with Robert Redford. A lot of the scenes were filmed at the old rock pile, which is kind of there, but it's not. They took the ballpark, most of it down, left the front of the building, and turned it into a community center for everybody. With there's beautiful sports fields there. If you ever want to, you're in Buffalo, New York, and you want to check it out, it's pretty cool. But I used to have my office at the Elkins Square building when I had my collection agency in Buffalo. And it's cool because they used that building as the hotel in the movie. So I'd walk through there and I'd be looking around, and it was a gorgeous building. It still is. And it was just neat to say, hey, I walk through there every morning. I know where this is. I know where that is. So Buffalo is actually becoming a mecca for movies in New York because it's cheaper than New York City. They get a lot of tax breaks and things like that. My buddy Danny Class, I know he's around the Western New York area. He did a lot of the episodes of Death Walker with Nick Groff, which I was in one of them. Yeah, I was in a couple of them actually, but the only one you're going to know is when I'm the ghost doctor in the Risser Hotel episode in season 3. So check it out. So there's so many things we could talk about. We could talk about Jaws. We could talk about Star Wars movies. We could talk about Close Encounters. We could talk about Poltergeist. But I wanted to pick out a movie that kind of had nobody ever thought it would do good. It was just like thrown together, half a script, made for very little money, and it's fun as hell. Because at this time, gentleman that started the movie was Burt Reynolds. And at that time, he was the biggest movie star in the world. And the name of the movie, no, I'm not talking about Smokey and the Bandit, which you could probably do a whole show on that. But it was the movie called Hooper, where he played stuntman Sonny Hooper. It was just very comical. They made it for very little money. I know the one thing it's known for is that Burt Reynolds made $1 million for it. And he said, I just did this for fun. He made more money than everybody that was on this movie put together, which I thought was pretty funny. Well, what's really cool about Burt Reynolds movies is he uses the same people a lot. I mean, his love interest was his real life love interest, Sally Field. And what a beautiful lady she was. She really was. But if you like action, if you like funny stuff, this is the movie for you. It really is. There's Jan Michael Vincent, a very young Jan. I think we just lost him this year. I think he just passed away. And even look at this. You see who that is? Terry Bradshaw. How the story goes is that in an interview, Burt Reynolds said something horrible about Terry Bradshaw and the Pittsburgh Steelers. So he reached out to him, and they get a little bit of friendship. He goes, "What are you doing? Whatever day." He goes, "Fly out here. We're gonna put you in a movie." And all the things that Terry Bradshaw does in the movie, and all his lines and everything, it's not scripted. It was just thrown together at the last minute, including the barroom brawl at the bar, the bar was amazing because there was no ceiling, no roof, no nothing. It was just, you could tell it was a Hollywood type thing. And, Hal Needham, the gentleman that he also did Smokey and the Bandit, said, screw it. The people ain't going to care. And they didn't. It's just, like I said, it's a rollicking fun ride. You can see he's got the bandit jacket on in the one picture. But I can hear this freaking theme music in my head. You know what I mean? And we're going to take a quick break. And I'm going to be very quick today. And talk about our friends at EBI Agency, your trusted advisors. Looking for insurance, looking for annuities, looking for pet insurance, looking for a new job. Check out the people at EBI Agency. Welcome to our herd. We're here to treat our clients like family and get them exactly what they need. Like Donnie Lowe says, it's one size fits all. And we have got asset management, financial consultation, financial checkup, employment opportunities, and who we are. Get to know us. We pride ourselves in treating all of our clients like family. Purchasing financial products can be stressful. We want to take all the stress out of your decision. We also want to educate with over 2,200 videos created to educate and entertain. Just click on the microphone. So check out if you're thinking about getting insurance, if you think you're want to get into the insurance industry as a profession, check us out. You can reach us at EBI Agency, which is the website right here. You can also email us at eddiebuffaloinsurance@gmail.com. And we also have a hotline, which is 430-242-1006. Told you I was going to make it quick because I really want to talk a lot about this. So let me find that. This is just blew me away. So like I said, it was made for under $2 million, and it made $78 million. And for a movie made in 1978, amazing. It was the second highest grossing movie of 1978. I mean, if you adjusted these numbers for inflation, I mean, you would be talking the hundreds of millions of dollars on this thing. And it was just thrown together for fun, I'm trying to look for there. That's what I was looking for right there. The cast. You had Burt Reynolds as Sonny Hooper. You had Jan Michael Vincent, Ski. I love it that he was a Polish fella, a Polish stuntman, which that kind of writes itself. A very young, beautiful Sally Field. I still think she's a doll. Brian Keith, if you remember the show Family Affair from the 70s, he was the dad, you know. John Markley, I know he was in a ton of stuff. He just looks really familiar. Then you have Robert Klein, and he played a dick. He played an ass. He was the producer of the show, and he did a really great job. Like, I always think about actors this way: if you really hate them, if you think they were jackasses in the movie, they did a hell of a job. And then James Best, you everybody remember that guy? Rascal Beat Culture, from Dukes of Hazzard. Yes, he was in the movie too. And in the fictional movie that they were making, the star was Adam West playing Adam West, which was pretty ridiculous. The interaction he had with Sonny Hooper, who was Burt Reynolds in the movie. Tony, Allie Wise, he's just a smarmy little guy. He always plays the little weasels in that, and he did a great job on that too. And there he is, Terry Bridge. I didn't even know his name. His character's name was Sherman. Norm Grabowski, another Polish fellow. There's a lot of Polish fellows in this. Is great. He played Hammerhead, which is an older stuntman. And he, during one part of the movie, he was doing a chariot race, and he didn't have any gotchis on. If you people don't know what that is, I know he would know what it is. He didn't have any underwear on. So to distract him, Sonny told him, he's going you don't want this happening in front of kids in case you have a wreck or something. Go in my trailer and get some underwear for yourself. George Firth, you've seen him in a million movies. He played this animal rights activist. And I'm not going to ruin it if you want to see the movie. Sonny had a hell of an interaction with him. Don Red Berry, he played like a really jerky, just awful cop, you know. Robert Tessier, you might not know the name, but that dude's been in so many things. Dick Tyler, Tara Buckman, Jim Burke. I'm trying to see if there's anybody in here that else said that would be it. I don't think so. Because what's funny is he had a lot of his buddies in it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So let me just pull this up here so you guys can look at some more pictures of Hooper. There we go. And I used my buddy Jem. She's truly amazing. Jem. I don't know if that was the other song, but here we go. There's really interesting facts on this. I knew some of them and some of them I didn't. So released in 1978, Hooper is a Burt Reynolds film that is both a tribute to the daredevils of the stunt world and a fun action film comedy. Directed by his buddy Hal Needham, a legendary stuntman himself, the movie holds a special place in the history of cinema for a number of interesting reasons. Number one, personal project for Reynolds and Needham. Both Burt Reynolds and Hal Needham were former stuntmen. I did know that because I know in Deliverance he did a lot of his own stunts. And in Smokey and the Bandit, he did a lot of the driving stunts too, which I was kind of surprised that a big movie star like that, they would let him do it. The experience and respect for the profession are evident throughout the film, making it a very personal project for both of them. Based on real people. The main character, Sonny Hooper, is modeled after real-life stuntman Buddy Joe Hooker, who also performed many of the stunts in the film. Oh, I didn't know that. That's interesting. Similarly, Brian Keith's character, Jocko Doyle, is based on Jock Mahoney, who was also Sally Field's real-life stepfather. I didn't know that either. Jem, you are truly amazing. They even had a world record stunt in the movie. One of the most famous stunts in the film involved a world record breaking jump. Stuntman A.J. Bakunis, please, I hope I didn't destroy this man's name, jumped from a helicopter at a staggering 232 feet onto an airbag. The stunt was a tribute to the dangerous and impressive work that stunt performers do. Very interesting. Pioneering the blooper reel This was the first movie to have a blooper reel. And I don't know about you, especially like Marvel movies or things like that. You stay after the credits because you don't want to miss anything, you know? Pioneering the blooper reel credit roll, Hooper is credited with popularizing the now famous blooper reel that often plays during a film's end credits. Director Hal Needham refined the technique in his later films like Cannonball Run and sequels. The credit roll in Hooper was unique because it showcased a montage of the film's many stunts, celebrating the stunt industry. I thought that was, to me, that was the most interesting thing when I found out about that, because I'm sure a lot of people haven't seen this movie. Because I mean, when you think Burt Reynolds, you think of Cannonball Run, you think about Smokey and the Bandit, you think of Deliverance. You don't think about this, you know. And it was set in California in Hollywood, but it was actually filmed in Alabama. Climatic destruction of Los Angeles sequence in the film was not actually shot in Hollywood. The massive stunt sequence at the end of the movie, which the crew referred to as Damnation Alley, was filmed in Tuscaloosa, Alabama, at a disused military hospital. I mean, they destroyed that whole place. That was just ridiculous. And to sum this up, this is part of Burt Reynolds' golden age of movies. Hooper was a huge success, becoming one of the top 10 films of 1978. It followed the smash Smokey and the Bandit and further solidified Burt Reynolds' status as one of Hollywood's biggest box office stars. At the time of filming, Reynolds was also in a real-life relationship with his co-star, Sally Field. She was just a cute, and she was a knockout. She really was. One crazy story about Smokey and the Bandit. Well, two things really. They did not want Sally Field for that movie, and Burt really pushed for it. They weren't in a relationship at that time, but he just thought she was cute and she would be great in the movie. And the reason that the studio did not want Sally Field for Smokey and the Bandit, they didn't think she was good looking enough. I'm like, what are you blind? What are you, something stupid with you? What's wrong with you? And another really famous thing about Smokey and the Bandit, even though we're talking about his other film, Hooper, in 1977, everybody knows what was the top box office draw, and that was Star Wars. Number two was Smokey and the Bandit, made for just a little bit over $1 million because most of the movie's budget was Burt Reynolds' salary. And it just made so much money, and it's just beloved right now. And I think I do have to do a show about Smokey and the Bandit because the Jackie Gleason stories are pretty freaking funny. But hey, I hope you heard stuff today that you never heard before. I hope you actually try to find Hooper this weekend and see if you can watch it. There's nothing dirty in it, you know. It's a good family movie. It's just a lot of fun and a lot of nonsense, you know. But if you're looking to turn your brain off for a little bit, it's definitely a good watch. So I am going to end the show like I end every show. If you like working with people that are just like you, have the same values that you do, love your family as much as we do, we're definitely the people you want to be working with. You can reach us at EBIagency.com. You can also email us at eddiebuffaloinsurance@gmail.com, and our hotline is 430-242-1006. I hope everyone has a wonderful weekend this weekend. Enjoy the family, enjoy your friends, just be safe. Don't have too much fun. You know what I mean? Wink. So remember, everybody, life is definitely worth living. Donnie Lowe's not here to say it, so I'm going to say it. You just got to keep on fighting, baby. So we'll see you next week on a bunch of shows. I'm not sure if I'm doing another Eddie Buffalo variety show this weekend, but if I do, you'll see us. All right. So have a great day, everyone. Ciao. I'm Donnie Lowe. Ciao. Take care. Bye.